Sup flappers, welcome back to another video. So as you see in the title, once again bringing you another Genshin Impact video. We are just a little bit into patch 1.6 and I've played around with a lot of the characters. I've experimented with the old Abyss, the new Abyss, and played with all these characters I have built up, and I feel confident that I can come to you right now and tell you exactly with these characters who and what you should be looking to save up for during their reruns. Because I'm going to be honest with you, yes, you guys are worried about power creeping, but I've made a video talking about this. It's really not as bad as you would think it currently is. All right, so a lot of these characters are still incredibly powerful. I'm going to talk about 5 stars and 4 stars, as well as the constellations you should be looking to reach with each character. All right, so starting with the 4 stars, and at number 5 we actually have Xiao. Now Xiao, I keep pushing her to people. While we did get copies of her for free, do not be mistaken that she is cheap. She is definitely not cheap. She's a great unit, main DPS, support DPS, and support covers all 3 roles in the Electro element. And let me tell you, Electro is bound to get buffed. I don't know how likely she will make future appearances, as she has made many appearances already, and going forward we're going to get more 4-star units and there's going to be more characters in the pool. So if you ever do see her, really try to snag her up, because currently I would say Xiao is among the top premier choices to round out certain teams. And the reason I suggest her is because I want you to pull for her, and not just for Constellation 1 like I've always been suggesting, because of her frequent appearances. Nowadays people might even have her at C2, C3, and the lucky ones might be even at C4. Alright, so I want you guys to go for Constellation 6 Xiao, because with Constellation 6 Xiao, that is when you really get that juicy permanent Oz uptime, and you really start to feel that Xiao's presence starts to bleed into the rest of your team. Really superb unit. Go for her if you can. Now, at number 4, this might come as a surprise to a lot of people, but Xiangling. Damn, Xiangling is beating out Xiao, and of course for good reason. She is Pyro. Although she can also play the main DPS role fairly well as a physical DPS carry, her main utility comes from her support and just general pyro off-field application. One of the main reasons she's so good, it's because that she is currently the best off-field pyro applicator. Name one other that can top Xiangling, and I'm telling you, she is severely underplayed in everywhere except the CN player base. I don't know why people just don't enjoy Xiangling. Maybe I'll make a video covering how exactly you should be doing it, but let me tell you, you won't regret it. Get her to C4. She is quite easy to get. I think everybody gets 1 free copy of her, so you really only need to summon for 4 more. I get it. Summoning for Xiangling does feel a little bad, but don't worry. As some of these other characters start to make multiple appearances, so let's say if Xiao, Xiangling, and some of the other characters I'm about to talk about appear on one banner, you know it's time to maybe sink your teeth in a little bit, alright? So Xiangling at number 4. Number 3, of course, we have Xingqiu. Superb support DPS. Now we're starting to move into the territory of people who do one thing really well. We started at Xiao, who can do main DPS, support DPS, and support. And then we got Xiangling, who can do main DPS and then also do support really well, but not really support DPS. Now we have Xingqiu. Man, this kid just rocks your world in the support DPS position. Currently, he is the premier go-to for most players when pairing with someone like Hu Tao. But let me tell you, he works with anyone. He's kind of like the Albedo, but Hydro, and does more damage, more concentrated damage. And Hydro is an element that is very versatile. Okay, so for Xingqiu, you're going to be also looking for Constellation 6 if you can get it. If not, C2 is fine. But again, I'm telling you, you should be knowing that Xingqiu is a really good character. Some people might have him at C1, C2 already. So going forward, looking to get him up to that C6 is going to give you that that good punch in the gut towards your enemies. All right, so Xingqiu sitting at number 3. I know you guys are not sleeping on him because he is pretty meta. Now number 2, you guys might think this character is sitting at number 1, but let me tell you, with the current changes, no longer is Bennett number 1. Bennett, very easy. Constellation 1, I don't think we need to go into this too much. A very versatile unit. I use him in almost all my team builds. I just think it's so easy, so effortless, and I'm thinking of bringing him up to Ascension 6. a really good unit. But let's talk about currently, I feel the number one unit you really should be looking to invest in, at least for now, or the foreseeable future with these changes, all right? And that is Sucrose. Oh man, this character came out of nowhere with these current buffs. I mean, we should have seen it coming, we should have known, but currently Sucrose is just otherworldly when it comes to damage potential, and as a support she just makes all other units and reaction pairings absolutely insane. If you haven't tried it out, look at some clips, right? If you want, I can make a video for it, just let me know in the comments below. For constellations, C2 is the bare minimum, but if you really want to get her full utility, of course C6 is going to be great. Once again, she's made multiple appearances, however not as common as some of the other characters, and she definitely was not free, and you cannot get her free from events or any other method, so currently she's probably very difficult to achieve C6, but thank goodness her C2 is already very superb. So now we're done with the 4 stars. Let's move into 5-star units. The 5-star units, I guess, have shifted around a little bit, but currently, in my honest opinion, the number 5 is Xiao. If you want a solid character that can do single target decently, but man, does he rock your world when he is in his burst skill. And a good thing about Xiao compared to some of the other units that I'm about to mention is that you can build him, play him perfectly fine at C0. His C1 actually doesn't give him as much of a boost as some people would like to think. So C0 Xiao, it's really about his burst and finding teammates that can get his energy back to use his burst again. A lot of people don't like that Xiao loses HP during his burst skill. Also don't like how that he can't regenerate energy during his burst skill. But let me tell you, all that is really a non-issue if you can just build him up properly, give him the BP weapon, or give him a Primordial Jade Spear. If you have it, he will serve you well. Moving on to number 4, we have Ganyu. Some people might be like, what? Ganyu is number 4? Walrus, you are crazy. Well, here's the thing, okay? We are talking about all platforms right now, and I've made videos, I've talked about this, and people share the consensus that yes, Ganyu is strong. No one's saying she's not strong. She is absolutely jacked and cracked out of her mind when it comes to DPS potential. But remember, there's a lot of people who just can't play her, myself included. I can't play her as the main DPS. I suck. But I'm telling you, she is good, but because there is that expectation that you have to be able to land your shots or just shoot the ground, but if you're always shooting the ground, then you're losing damage, right? You're losing damage if you're always shooting at the ground because you're scared of missing. And let me tell you, if you miss, it's not fun. With Ganyu, it's a little more steep than Xiao. So if you currently already have Ganyu, she's also really good because she has a superb Constellation 1, the best in the game. I will say it, Ganyu, best C1 in the game. Just take a read of what her Constellation 1 does. It's really good. So if you already have Ganyu, pick up C1 on her rerun. I guarantee you won't regret it. Really solid character. I'm most likely myself gonna be looking to do this as well. Number 3, Hu Tao. Am I biased? I don't think so. I do think Hu Tao beats out Ganyu just by a hair, simply because she is easier to pilot, more accessible, she is pyro, and she works with Genshin. You can build an entire 4-star team around Hu Tao and she can destroy everything easily. Okay, trust me on this. Trust me on this. Although the difference is not that big, Hu Tao takes the cake. However, one thing with Hu Tao, just like Ganyu, is her C1 is very, very good. And the big downside is that while Ganyu can perform really, really well without her Constellation 1, Hu Tao, I don't want to pressure you into this, but Hu Tao C1 versus her C0 is quite different. It opens up a lot more DPS potential, being able to use your charge attack without consuming any stamina, because Hu Tao's best playstyle is the dash cancel. You just don't have enough stamina to rock her at full potential, I would say, when it comes to charge attack frequencies during her elemental skills. So just know that if you're going for Hu Tao without her C1, you do lose out on quite a bit of accessibility. Following Hu Tao is going to be the number 2 spot, and that's going to be Xiangling. Now, I had Xiangling at number 1 for previous, I guess, tier list, but there's a character that kind of overtook him. Xiangling is still really great. His shield offers all resistance and great protection. His burst offers complete CC, and if it weren't for some recent changes, I still have Xiangling at number 1, but I cannot ignore him any longer because Let me tell you, Venti currently is our #1 unit you really should be looking out for. I know Zhongli Venti just got their reruns, so you're likely going to be waiting for a while, but just having them on the radar, I doubt that they're going to be overshadowed or power crept anytime soon. Even if they are, these units are still very solid, and I believe they're always going to have a spot in the game. And with that said, this is the video. Let me know if you have any of these characters. Let me know if you already finished building some of these characters or you're really looking forward to some of these characters reruns. Like, subscribe if this kind of video helps. I upload Genshin videos daily, and until tomorrow's video, stay safe and peace.